Hi, I'm Stephanie Mercier for Concordia News, and I'm here with Mr. Andrew Heft, divorce lawyer in Montreal. What made you want to become a divorce lawyer in the first place?
I can't say that I wanted to become a divorce lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer, and when I graduated and went to work for the firm that I started with, there was a lawyer in that office who was practicing family law. He left, but his clients stayed, and I inherited his clients. That was very early in my practice, and I started doing it. And it's the kind of thing, the more you do, the more you get, and the more you get, the more you do. And it just mushroomed, and I just kept doing it. And I feel that you're better off doing something, focusing on one thing as opposed to trying to do everything well. You can do something very specific well, I think you have a better chance. And so that's why I got into this field, and can't say I love it, but it's a lousy job, but someone's got to do it.
And how has this changed your view of marriage?
Actually, it's made me feel a lot better about marriage. I myself have a very good marriage. I know exactly what it takes to make a marriage work. I've learned it over the years in my practice, and it's not something that you can put your finger on. There's a tipping point in every relationship, and it's a question of identifying and knowing what that tipping point is. And if you can do that, you're more than likely to have a successful marriage. So I'm a pro-marriage guy. I don't try to encourage people to divorce. Somebody comes in here and they want to get a divorce, I try to explain to them the benefits, the pitfalls. We're under an obligation as lawyers to advise people of the services that are available to help them reconcile. And if, notwithstanding all of that, they want to go ahead, then I do what I have to do.
What's the most common reason for people to get a divorce?
The most common ground I see is I'd probably have to say adultery. There's a relationship, a secret relationship going on.
And has this changed over the years?
No, it's been the same. Except that in terms of what you have to prove to get a divorce when you go to court, that's changed. Because when I started out in practice, you had to, if adultery was the ground, you had to prove it. You had to have hard evidence of it. Today, it's easy to get a divorce on the grounds of adultery. You just get an admission from the other side, and bingo.
And why do you think people still get married nowadays, even though the divorce rate is really high?
Because I think marriage is still something that's desirable. I think people want to get married. They don't. I think most people would prefer to be in a marital relationship. Maybe here, I know in Quebec, there's. I think most couples are not married here now. But with the way the law is going, it looks like the government here is going to amend the civil code to recognize so-called common law relationships. So it's not going to change very much. Whether you live together or you marry, the relationship is going to generate the same legal consequences. The question is, how do you define a common law relationship? Nobody knows that yet. Waiting for the government to define it. So we'll know then.
Well, thank you, Mr. Andrew Heft, for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.